share this with you. Now, I get a lot of flack if I ever say anything about Barron, okay? He's a kid, don't say anything about him. Well, he's almost 18, okay? As I understand, his birthday is coming soon. So, what does Barron think? And this reading is... I pulled the Lenormand, okay? And I'm just going to share what came out of it. Above it all, he's in this darkened mindset about what's underneath of it. Now, at first I wasn't sure if Barron is also the narcissist, which I think he probably has those tendencies too, because his mother said even at 3 years old he was, ordering around the servants, etc., just like Donald. Just like Donald, okay? But in this reading, I think this is actually specifically talking about his daddy, okay? Daddy Trump. He does not have overwhelming loving feelings about Daddy Trump. And underneath of it all, he feels like he has been sacrificed by Daddy Trump. Because Daddy Trump really does not spend time being a father to his children. So he is not in a real good mental space about his daddy. So what is in the center of it all is this is something that he struggles with when it comes to Daddy Trump. Now going into it, we have the marriage, okay? And what's going on now, he sees the clock is ticking on the marriage, okay? So this all makes sense. The challenge is what's being cut, which is the outcome of money. Does he sound a little bit like his daddy now? He's worried about his money. The money's being cut. The marriage is going downhill. So let's look at the rest of this. The foundation is he's protected by his mommy. His mommy's been always very protective of Barron. Going into it, the health, the protection. But now we have the fly in the ointment. The fly in the ointment is what? The money's about ready to be cut. Okay? Can we see where this is going? So what we have above it is at the heart of things was all the stuff gathered and collected with the health of the marriage, which is now in implosion stage. The clock is ticking on that. And again, it has to do with the law. Is the fly in the ointment now that's cutting the money. So kind of like daddy, like son, and like the mother. You know, they're all about the grifting and the money and what serves them, etc. So when we break this down, again, above it all, he does not have happy thoughts about his daddy and that he's been kind of sacrificed along the way. The foundation was mommy's always interested in his health, protecting Barron. But there's the fly in the ointment now. This is what he struggles with. That at the heart of it, all of the stuff that's coming in has to do with the law, the lawyers. And it's the timing of this. What's going on now, the clock is ticking, and the challenge is what's being cut. Going into it, we had the marriage for money. Marriage, and the outcome of it was for money, which is now soon to be cut because Daddy was so brilliant, and absolutely was crowing about how an effective con man he was, liar, thief, etc., that he got away with this for so many years, but now it's coming back to haunt him. And Barron's almost 18. Now we know that Melania has squirreled away money for Barron and herself. This is not a love match. This was, just out and out a match made for money. That's it. Okay? She came in, she's greedy, and it's all about what she can make. And then she's made sure that there was money put aside for Barron, etc. And again, Barron's almost 18, and he sees all this stuff imploding, and etc. Now, as much as she's tried to insulate him, he's coming of age, okay? So let's go ahead and pull the tarot and see if it agrees with the Lenormand about what's going on in Barron's mind with all of this, what's going on with Barron as he's ready to reach 18. So above it, we have a new action that's taking place, and underneath of it, he's getting ready to distance himself from it. He wants to walk away from what's going on. Because what? Daddy is living in infamy, and so with these new actions and court cases and impending all this stuff, Barron just wants to walk away from it. He's just, I'm so sick of this. At the center of it, we have, the control. Who's in control? Now, is this Barron thinking that he's wanting to finally be in control of his life? Or is this still about Daddy and what's going on with Daddy? So let's see if we can figure it out. Going into it, it's what's being birthed. What he has going on now. And I think it's about his mommy and his daddy. We got the Empress and the Emperor. This is about mommy and daddy. And what's coming up for Barron himself. So what's going on now? This is affecting his world. We have 3 major arcana here. Okay? Mommy, Daddy, and how it's affecting Barron's world. So the challenge is what's being offered up. Okay? And I'm sure what's being offered up from Mommy and what's being offered up from Daddy are 2 different things. So the outcome, let's look and see what the outcome is with this. He's got his ideas and the message, and he's got some strong ideas and messages about what's being offered up and what's happening, okay, apparently. It looks to be, again, as he's approaching 18, He wants to maybe be able to strike out more on his own and putting his own opinions out there. So let's look at the foundation. The center of it are the hidden things when it comes to his daddy that are happening, going into it. We have the higher elements, the sages, the information, and we have got out of let's see, 7 cards, we've got 5 major arcana. So this is all big major stuff happening. Sage advice and the takeaway, what it's trying to get away with. And it also, sometimes for me, this is the takeaway. What can you take away? What do you leave behind? So with the hidden things and the sage advice, trying to figure out what he can take away from this and what he has to leave behind. So what we have above it all, yeah, it's right now, the hidden things are still yet to be revealed. His daddy, when it comes to this, is kind of a retreat going on, going into it with what's being built. And just wants to get to calmer waters, the takeaway. Underneath of it all, yeah, when it comes to his family, the family dynamic. So it looks like at this point, Barron is saying, I just want out of here. Okay, I want to get to calmer waters. I want to put this to rest, build on something new. The family dynamic, with the Trumpian organization and the new actions, I want to walk away from it. I am so sick of this. I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to change his name at this point, because in the center of it all is dear old dad, who's still trying to rule the roost. Underneath of it, the foundation, are the hidden things and the sage advice. Now, maybe he is, I don't know how religious he is, if he is at all, but this is about, what they've tried to get away with, but it also could be his takeaway. What can he carry? What can he take away from this? Okay, with what all's coming down. Above it, he just is in he is just trying to stay out of it, trying to stay low, building on, how to move through this and get to a better place. I think Barron just is saying, I am so done with this. Because what's going on now, his world is being impacted, and the challenge is what's being offered up. So going into it, we have his mother, and the outcome of it is he's wanting to strike out. He's wanting to put his own message there. And yeah, I think he sees that the marriage is the timing, all of this stuff. They're losing their monetary stuff. He's so done with all of this. His mother and father basically are living different lives. She's out there for the money. That's it. They have a contract. And Barron is just, he's on his mother's side. He's a mama's boy for sure. And, he wants to be protective of his mother, and he's so done with all of this drama. Yeah, he's looking at 18, I'm graduating, and then that's it. I want to be on my own. I want to be out of here. I want to be so done with this. Can you imagine living in that family? Oh, my Lord. Now, I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of sympathy with Barron, because I think he has a lot of elements like his daddy. Melania's always said he's like a little Trump. He's just absolutely a little Trump. I was so proud of him when he's out there at 3 years old, going after the people working there. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm thinking that in a way that his daddy's jealous of Barron. Barron is very tall. He's close to, I think he's close to like 7 feet. I mean, he's really, really tall. He's really tall. He is really tall. He towers over his daddy. So I think that Trump really resents that as well as Barron being pretty smart, I guess he says on the computer, etc. So I think it's, Daddy's a bit jealous of Barron. So we'll see what happens. But I figured he's almost 18. His birthday's coming up. Let's look and see what's going on with Barron. And I thought that the readings were quite telling, and I could see how they would be accurately what's going on there. Yeah. So on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online.